the beans like we used to do. Pass the beans. Pass the beans like we used to do. Pass the beans.
Pass the beans.
Pass the beans.
Pass the beans.
Pass the beans. The Beans Talk.
¿Tú hablas español?
See. Hey, Bean fam, it's the Beans Talk podcast, and we are 4 educators of color bringing you raw, authentic conversation about society views and community engagement. Everybody, I'm Fabs.
I'm Steph. What's up, y'all?
What it do, baby? It's Ro.
And this is TJ.
Yeah, man. I got my sunglasses on because this is as close to outside as I'm actually going to be getting.
In these times right
I know,
now.
I can't.
It's recess, and so I feel like we are outside right now.
You look sharp though. You look
I
sharp.
do like the
Oh,
steez.
thank you.
Very
Thank you.
90s.
I know.
90s
Grazie, grazie.
We're all doing what we can in the
Good.
midst of this
Absolutely.
quarantine situation.
Yeah, man.
This shit's for the birds.
Yeah, coming together during these times. That's
Yes.
very important.
I know.
Virtually, mostly.
We aren't really 6 feet apart, but
I know, for real. Don't stand so close to me.
But yeah, so we have another episode for you guys today. And
Yes.
of course, we're going to start off with the Doom Now.
Yes, indeed. So I was having a conversation with my homegirl, Janelle. Shout out to you, best friend. We were talking about how doppelgangers became a thing. And I remember back when we were at Evangel University, there was this one dude who I don't fuck with, and he can just burn in hell. Wow, I'm still upset. I remember we
Word.
were all at a party. We were all at a get-together at a mutual friend's house. And this dude just, out of nowhere, he was like, "Hey, yo, Harriet." Everybody's looking, and we're like, "Yo, who is this dude calling?" He was like, "Harriet." I was like, "What the hell?" He was like, "Harriet Tubman, I'm talking to you, bro.
What?
You look like Harriet."
Harriet Tubman.
My dude.
That is disrespectful. How did you react?
I didn't say nothing. I was like, "Damn, that's my doppelganger." I was like, "I guess I look like Harriet Tubman." No, I'm
Yo.
proud. To look like, I'm proud to look like Harriet. But nah, no, on a
That's
serious
beyond
note. Yo.
Terrence, why are you laughing so?
Because who says that to somebody? That's disrespectful. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but it's funny.
You do
at the
need
same
to
time.
laugh. And you do need to laugh. And while you're laughing, basically, Bean fam, I want to hear from y'all.
Yeah.
What are some, or who are some doppelgangers that people have given y'all? Because mine is Harriet Tubman.
I've gotten the dude from Empire several times.
Which one?
The one, I don't know.
The singing one?
Don't they all
Don't
sing?
they all sing exactly? Nah, it's the dude that was charged with the
light-skinned
crime.
gay dude.
Yeah, the light-skinned gay dude. Who is that?
Jesse Smollett.
Yeah, Jesse Smollett. I've gotten
you've
him
gotten
several
Jussie Smollett?
Yeah, at our old school. Yeah, the students used to always say, "Yo, you look like." That's when Empire was popping, though. It was like at its peak. But,
At its peak.
but yeah, I got him. I think I resemble slightly Michael B. Jordan, personally.
You
right, let's
don't
go on to the
resemble
next.
At
Michael
certain
B.
angles,
Jordan.
I do.
Let's skip
At
it.
certain angles, if you look quick.
Next.
Nah, if you have to
How
look
quick?
super quick.
Yeah, like
Is this during the summer?
in the summer when I'm tan?
Never.
Yeah. How
It's
quick
a
do we have to
no-go,
look again?
TJ.
Huh?
How quick do we have to look? Is this a fraction of a second? It
All
must.
right.
Nice.
How about you guys?
I got one where I was much younger,
What'd you
but
get?
people thought that I was inside of this music video. And she was just skipping down the street. And this one I had perm and stuff and a little bump in my hair. So people thought that I was her for a time. When
What's the music
The
video?
girl from
I can't
3LW?
remember. No, I can't remember if it was Jay-Z or Nas or something like that, but it was something with kids inside of it. Hard Knock Life.
For real?
Yeah, that's
I have to
what,
watch the video.
that's what Chainmail is telling us right now. So, but yeah, Hard Knock Life.
How about you, Steph?
I've gotten 2 doppelgangers. The first is, what is this woman's name? Rashawn, or I don't know if that's her name. Let me try to
The
Google
cellist?
it.
The celloist.
What are you
She
talking
plays the
about?
cello.
No,
she
she
plays the
doesn't
cello,
play the
doesn't she?
No, she plays in the movie Waiting to Exhale.
Layla Rashawn?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You look like Layla Rashawn.
No, she plays inside of Waiting to Exhale with Whitney Houston.
And she plays in that. No, wait.
And
Does she play in a movie with
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, yeah.
Yeah.
Layla.
Yeah, and she played in that movie with Eddie Murphy, which was Boomerang.
Yep, Layla Rashawn.
Layla Rashawn. Yes. I've heard that I've got Layla Rashawn before.
Oh wow.
And then the other person that I've got is Lauren London.
I like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
In her movie, in the T.I. movie.
Not Harriet Tubman. You haven't.
That's
No, I have not got Harriet Tubman.
TJ, I'm so over you
I just
right
want to
now,
be
bro.
clear, not Harriet Tubman.
No, not Harriet Tubman.
I definitely see Layla though.
You see Layla Rashawn? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I, especially inside of ATL,
Yes.
that's what it was, ATL, I got Nunu, which is Lauren London. I've gotten that before.
So
Nunu.
Your doppelgangers.
Yeah, doppelgangers of those two. So
I don't know.
I don't see it. I don't
gonna
see
ask
either
people.
one, but
No, I could see some resemblance on where they're pulling that from, but
Definitely. Can you
Yeah,
see
from-
resemblance for Harriet too?
no.
yo, Terrence, you really can't pull yourself together
That's so
around
rude.
this.
to
Who
say-
said this to you?
I remember his
like-
name dearly. You know what makes me
You
even more
didn't.
angry?
I would have
guys?
been. I would have been like, what? Who the fuck?
That made me so angry because like my homie's straight balding and he ain't got no hair on his head. And he had the audacity to tell me that I looked like Harriet Tubman. Like I remember being in awe, like yo, trying to figure out who this man was talking to because he just kept saying it like it was my name. He was like Harriet. Harriet.
Even though much respect to her, actually being compared to her is not a bad thing.
Word,
She's,
Right,
you know,
right.
She's a pretty respectable person. to
But
be
the
compared
image
to.
that we have of her is a very old woman. We don't have her as a young
As
woman.
a 29-year-old.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Were you wearing a head wrap?
I can't even remember.
You probably were. Did you have locks?
Was. No, I had my Chief Keef locks at the time.
Oh, okay.
That was
okay,
another
okay.
doppelganger
All
I
right.
got, but that's a different route.
Doppelganger Chief Keef?
Yes.
All right, let's just...
They clowned me. They said
Ew.
Chief Keef, Harriet.
This is getting reckless,
I know
yo.
Kaya. That's the who sings my neck, my back, leg, and my crack.
Hey,
I don't know. I can see Kaya a little
I
bit.
don't see any of it, guys.
I can see Kaya a little
I'll
bit.
take Kaya, but I like
Yeah.
Harriet. I'll go with Harriet.
Yeah. She was a very impactful person
Yeah,
to,
she's a powerful
to
woman.
our progress. So we'll take it.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
Well, I guess that is a perfect time for us to move into recess.
what?
And I am so glad that I have this segment today, especially in the midst of everything that's been going on in terms of coronavirus,
I'm over it.
or as Donald Trump with his ignorant self has been calling the China virus,
As
The
or
Kung
as,
flu.
the Kung flu.
Yeah.
Like
Or
that is
how black people are calling it the Rona.
Yeah. Like we just have a bunch of ignorant stuff going on, but
We do.
it's recess time, so we're gonna make light out of a grim situation.
Please do.
So today we're gonna be playing a Would You Rather game, apocalyptic style.
Boy,
So
fuck.
we're gonna have questions about an apocalypse. You know, because people have been
enjoying this,
saying,
aren't you?
people are saying that the coronavirus is kind of our apocalypse. And I actually think that life will not be the same as we know it after all this blows over.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if it's going to be to the extreme of what we see in movies.
Like a dystopia.
Yeah, like a dystopian society, but I don't think that life will be the same as we know it after. So we might as well make light of the situation and play a little Would You Rather game.
I'm down.
But before we get into those questions, I actually just want to hear how you guys are doing. How are you holding up within what we've been in quarantine for like 5-6 days now? Like, how have you been holding up being inside the house? How is your body, spirit, mind? Like, how are things going while you're in quarantine?
I know for me, like, I know I was really nervous about the online learning platform, like, especially just thinking about how, like, my babies in my advanced algebra class, like, they need that classroom setting. And so I was like, oh my God, Zoom meetings were going to be stressful. But, like, honestly, it's a turn up with my students. Like, we got on a Zoom call and one of my students was like, yo, what the hell did I just watch? And, like, it's just to see that we are now moving into space, BPS, moving into space where we are teaching online, like people have been doing this forever and a day. Like I'm thinking about friends of mine who have been based here in America, but we're teaching students in like Malaysia and different parts of Asia. And it's like, now we just keeping up with the times. So that was the piece that I was the most worried about. But now I'm like, yo, this is going to be kind of straight. Like students coming on with their do-rags and like no eyelashes and I ain't got my eyebrows on. Like, I feel like it adds a different level of like, I don't know. I feel like we're a village. Like, I feel like we're a family in this time because I know they're extremely nervous about what the next couple of weeks are going to look like, but we know that when we're on our Zoom calls, like it's family time. So I'm definitely more at ease now than I was when this quarantine first started.
Yeah, bro, I feel you. I mean, I haven't started teaching virtually yet. We start Monday, but I've had kind of the same anxieties as you where like I feel like, just worried about how I'm going to transition to virtual teaching. And, the fact that you're saying that, like you've had a positive experience, then I know that I can too. For me also, I just aside from like job, just being inside and being quarantined, I feel like I've been really productive. I don't know. Like I've been like really focused on like a new project, just kind of like doing some personal time, catching up on sleep. But I did get stir crazy. Like I do like wish that like it's different being told to stay in the house as opposed to you doing it on your own accord. So I don't know. It's been hard, but at the same time, I've been just trying to make the best of it. So
yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, I pretty much feel pretty similar in that aspect. It's kind of like I've been struggling to be a little bit productive, though. I think that's a little bit different because home for me is a space to like relax and chill. And I think my body and mind is just anytime I'm home, I'm usually in that state. And, I do have the privilege of being able to work from home. Prior to the Rona, I had the privilege of actually being in the home on certain days and getting work done. And those days were usually the days where it's like most of my work is done. And so I'll get what I need to get done while I'm home. Not being able to have that choice now is a little difficult. And my schedule is different, routines are different. But one of the things that I've been doing to like put my mind at ease is like a lot of creative work. I've been painting a lot, drawing a lot. And honestly, it feels mad good. Like I could literally just dive into that majority of the time. And Steph and me, we've been watching some Disney Plus together.
Which movies?
What have we most recently watched? We watched the Goofy movie. We watched.
I felt like I was watching Disney Plus before like Fabiola got into it. So I've watched all the classics, like all of the old Disney classics, like the Vault movies. Last night we were watching Narnia, like catching up on the Narnia Chronicles, but in Alice in Wonderland, like just kind of moving into some of the more recent movies. But
there's some duds in there though. There's definitely some duds, like duds, like the ones
like the movies weren't that good.
Yeah. They just have the reputation of being like a Disney classic or like a based off of a famous book. Like I didn't think the Chronicles of Narnia was the first one was good, but the series itself as a whole was.
I agree. But it was a good time being able to do that and just kind of, and the fact that we were setting time to be outside of the bedroom, because usually we just be chilling in there, to be honest, and then like moving into the living room to actually sit down, watch the TV instead of being on our laptop on Netflix and stuff, set up a small home office to be able to separate from those different, from the bed, you know what I mean? That's just important. Being inside there and just like not doing much. And so I think we're starting to tap in, at least myself, I'm starting to tap into something like a routine. But I do want to make sure that there's creative space on there so I could put all the turmoil that's going on inside of my mind onto something else as an outlet. You know what I mean?
I agree. I feel like in quarantine it's really weird, to Fabiola's point, like me not being able to have a schedule and really like channel the energy in which I was, because I was in a routine, right? Like I was getting up, I was taking my shower, I was getting in the car, I was transporting to work, I was doing work, and now having that entire routine dismantled and having to operate out of the house has been very difficult. But we are committed to putting ourselves on a schedule and actually using our space in an organized way. Because home had just always been the last place that we landed at the day, and it was just like, oh, I'm not doing anything. Yeah. And so now being in that space all day has definitely like sort of uprooted our productivity. But I definitely see a lot of opportunity in the quarantine situation. Like I always say, you can either see this as an opportunity to tap into creative hobbies, or do something that you know that you've always wanted to do, or you can see it in a deficit mindset. It's just like, you know, oh, woe is me. But I'm hoping that everybody is doing what they can to just take care of themselves in the midst of social distancing. This is very stressful. I'm sure for many people, especially those with like kids and families. And so just make sure you get out in the daytime, get yourself a little bit of sun, some air if you can. But we're going to all make it through this together. I think I've most appreciated about this is the community building opportunity that it's had.
I feel like that's so dope. You're so right. So true. Like this 10 for C10, do 10, like the push-ups and how it's surrounding like health now. You know what I mean? And you got shot for shots and stuff.
I like the ratchet challenges, but
yeah. I mean, you need that too. You get both.
We didn't say splits for splits.
Splits. There's one that's we.
All right, TJ. I know you're making up news right now, like fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah, you're making up stuff. There's no split for splits, guys. But
we should start one.
No.
Can you
you start?
Stuff?
No.
Go ahead, TJ. You start.
Right here on the, because I'll do it. I'll bust it down.
Okay.
Would you rather, please?
Yes. Okay. Would you rather? Again, guys, just make sure you keep building up this community feeling during this time when we're all stuck in the house. But we're going to get into a would you rather. Again, these are questions about a potential apocalypse. So I am interested to hear what my Beam fam has to say to these questions. And we are, again, just going to make light of a very dark situation. Would you rather be turned into a zombie or watch everyone you love get turned into one?
Even in recess, she's not coming to play.
Damn. No, you said...
Would you rather be turned into a zombie or watch everyone you love get turned into one?
I would turn into a zombie. Turn me into a zombie.
I just thought of that. No, I'm not turning into no zombie, man.
I'll do it.
I don't think I could.
Both are hard. Both are difficult.
Very, very difficult.
It's kind of like a selfless thing. Like, would you rather be a zombie yourself so you don't have to bear the pain of seeing other people you love?
That's where I'm at.
Maybe we should assume that if you're turned into a zombie, nobody else can. Yeah. Let's assume that.
Oh, okay, all right. Then yeah, I would become the zombie.
Yes. I would be a zombie for everybody.
Wait, no, that... Okay.
What you think, baby?
If it's, I don't know.
If you get turned into a zombie, no one else can know. Everyone, it's like you're a zombie, so yeah, you don't care.
That was the exchange, TJ. The exchange is that if you become the zombie, that means nobody else does. That's what the detail was, right? Just now, that was.
Yeah, I'm saying let's assume that you could choose between being turned into a zombie and nobody else could, or you would watch everyone you love get turned into a zombie.
Okay, I guess I would choose a zombie.
Would you?
So what's your choice?
I would choose to be a zombie and not see it. I don't want to see my mom's zombified.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I meant.
So wait, are you saying depending on how gruesome it is, you would allow yourself to see them become zombies?
Have you seen I've seen too many zombie films, yo.
For real.
I can't, guys. Okay, next question. Would you rather be killed immediately at the beginning of the apocalypse or have to live through it?
Live through it.
Live through it, definitely.
Live through it.
I want to see it.
You guys actually want to see what it does? You don't want to
see it.
Be killed at the beginning? That's like... That's so bleak. It's like you don't even know. Like you're just giving up off of the bat because you have a like you have no hope. No, I'm staying till the end. I'm gonna try to at least.
I'm with you. I want to see the end. I know for me, the reason why I want to see it to the end is because like I remember in when I grew up in the church, just learning about like the end times and like the whole book of Revelations and what it would look like. I want to see it with my own two eyes. like see all of the chaos. I don't know. There's something in me that like
Talk about being terrified. Like I would be scared as heck.
see it.
But yeah, I think I would want to see it through the next stage of humanity. I don't know. And I feel like, I could probably give humanity a head start.
Jen. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to move.
Yeah, we're just going to move forward. Would you rather escape the end of the world by living underground forever or in space forever? Underground or space?
Or space.
And this is to escape the end of the world. Like,
I need the sun. I need to be in space. I want to be able to see light. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
space is dark, though.
It's dangerous too. It's like you can't even, if you step out, you're dead. Like
I don't know.
You gonna
about,
cry?
I don't know. I don't want to be in the dark. Like when I think of being underground, I just think
claustrophobic.
like complete blackness, and it's like I want to be able to look at the different I don't know. Maybe I can see the constellations from up there, the stars, the different planets. I feel like I can see like meteors,
aliens,
like going by. I want to be in space.
I agree. Same here. The thought of being underground, I think of claustrophobia and like thinking can't breathe, like being buried alive type
Good
shit.
movie.
What?
Buried alive.
Oh yeah, I did see that. It's pretty dark. It's pretty like bleak at the end. But I like celestial things like stars and the sun. Although I do think space is very unnerving and it's scary. I wouldn't but so that's not. It's no like good choice. But I would choose that over being in the ground.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I'm already here. I know what's going on. I know what the deal is here. It'd be really interesting to be in space and have a new, place to live, and just see how things develop there. Now, if I'm alone, then that's another story. I'd rather live underground. But if, other people are actually there in space with me, I'd be cool with that. Yeah, I'd be down.
Okay. Would you rather know the date of the end of the world?
You didn't answer.
I'm not answering any of the questions. This is for you guys.
Oh, okay.
I'll give my take at the end. Would you rather know the date of the end of the world or know its cause?
Date?
Would you rather know the day that the end of the world comes, or would you want to know what causes the end of the world?
I would want to know the date, I feel. Because does it really matter the cause? Like at the end of the day, if you know the date, regardless of what, I don't, to me, the date feels more purposeful and more like concrete than the cause. Cause then you'll be paranoid. If you just know the cause, you'd be paranoid every time that thing popped up on the news, or you just live in constant paranoia for me. But
wow.
If it's the event, you'll feel like you'll be in constant paranoia.
Because who knows? If it's a disease, then every time, I don't know. I feel like I would always be paranoid that that's the thing that's going to cause the end of the world. But a date, it's just like, no, that's the date the world is going to end. So
I think for me, I'd rather know the cause, because then I would do everything that I can. Like if it is a disease that's going to attack like weak immune systems, like I'd be like, okay, from now until then, let's all work on our immune systems. And I would try so hard to like let that not be the cause. Like I feel like, TJ, you're saying that a date is so concrete. I can't change that. But if it's a disease, or if it's like a bombing that happens, this is so morbid, excuse me, but if it's a bombing that happens in Boston, I will try so hard to have like people rallied, or like people safe shelter outside of Boston. Like I feel like knowing the cause, I will try everything to avoid it.
You wouldn't try to change it though, because you can't change fate.
I feel like I can change a cause more than I can a concrete date. For me, personally. So I'd rather know the cause.
That's hard for me. I'm not going to lie.
That's why she smirked.
Yeah, like that's a very difficult one. Because if I know the date, I guess, how soon do I know the date? I don't know. But if it's like all my life I've known this date, then at least I have time to prepare for it and like come to terms with when that's going to happen. And so I don't know. I feel like if I know the date, it might be better. Because I like what you're saying, Ro, in terms of like, what if you were able to like heal the entire situation or find a cure.
That's
or something.
assuming it would be a disease. There's a lot of ways the world can end. So
yeah. But if you feel like you can somehow stop it, I like the idea of that because then it sets some kind of purpose, but I don't know about knowing what it is because I do feel like I'll be in constant paranoia and you never know which one it would be. So I think the date might be good.
But my thing with the date, there's no stopping that.
Yeah, but even if you
stop an epidemic or
but
pandemic,
the date still exists regardless if you know the cause. The date still exists, so it's.
I feel like with what you're saying, it's like which comes first, the chicken or the egg? You know what I mean? Is it like, are you actually going to heal the thing or the disease if that's the case, or are you going to end up
what if it's
working?
A comet?
Hold on, and we're talking about if it was a disease, and Ro felt that she knew how to find the way to find a cure, right? And so let's say if you were actually on that quest, but that was already written in the fact that this is what's going to take the earth or take the human race or something like that. So it's already written that you were told this, but what if that's what's actually driving the whole entire thing at the same time? Time is finicky.
I hear y'all.
That's if you believe in fate and that it can't be changed. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Right? Who knows?
Would you rather?
All right.
Would you rather?
Speaking of, would you rather, and I think this is most related to what we're going through right now, would you rather try to survive a global pandemic or a third world war?
Ooh.
So the global pandemic one is like what we're experiencing now.
Yes, sir.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, I would want to. I'd rather survive a global pandemic. I think World War, just from being a history teacher, knowing the after effect, the trauma and the effects of war, I wouldn't want to raise a kid during the time of war. I wouldn't want to see them grow up in the aftermath. It's just, I'm good. I'd definitely choose a pandemic.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. To be honest, I don't know if I really want to experience war inside of my space. I honestly, my heart goes out to communities and countries that actually do that or have to experience that, because that's not something I feel myself I would be able to prepare for. And I would not know what to expect. Granted, I would do everything I could to survive. But you change from, I don't know, it's like fight to flight. You know what I mean? Instead of flight to, I feel like you start to get triggered and you're in survival mode the entire time. And that's difficult. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. That's my take.
I feel you.
I think for me, I'm going to piggyback with y'all. I'd rather go through a global pandemic because I just feel like with a world war, there are so many more casualties. I know COVID-19 is definitely haunting all of our dreams right now, but the numbers of COVID-19 compared to one of our world wars or any time we've gone to war, I feel like mad bodies, not as many bodies, not minimalizing the fact that yes, COVID is killing people out there, but I would take a global pandemic, man. Less people dying. I don't know. I'm not a history person. TJ, this is where I need you.
Well, Ro, I actually agree with you, but that I think we're both assuming that a pandemic means the coronavirus because that's where we're in. But it could be a one that's way more hard hitting, way
flu.
more, something that will wipe out millions of people. So I mean, it depends. It's situational,
but for war, unless it's something that was created and was now a bioweapon type of thing, then it's still war in some sense. But if we're just speaking on war on its own, then that means that a lot of people are having to put their lives at stake for some cause that probably, I feel definitely does not merit a life. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about a global pandemic, that's something, if it wasn't, concocted in a lab or something like that, then that's something that just happens. And it's not by choice that people are choosing to be violent and kill one another. I feel that's my thing. You know what I mean? But if it's a weapon, then, I feel like we're stepping back into the line of over the line towards war. And I'm just not down for war personally.
And to me, the term world war is different from just the war on Iraq. We've lived through a war in our lifetime
Yes, sir.
between America and another country, but a world war to me suggests multiple countries taking sides and it being like a much bigger event and much more hard hitting. Just to clarify, like, because I know some people could argue, well, we've already lived through this time, but I mean, like, world war is different to me. So
Big time, yeah. Big time.
Okay. Now let's see how you guys act when it's like survival of the fittest. Okay.
Fight to flight.
Yes. Would you rather share supplies with someone and risk running out, or hoard them and be alone?
I'm a risk running out. I would risk running out. Period.
So sharing and risking?
Yeah.
it depends on who the other person is. I'm not going to do it like that's important, because if it's a friend, if it's a stranger, I'm sorry, probably not. Like if it's apocalypse time, like a stranger, sorry, like maybe I'll throw you a boon and throw on a roll of toilet paper. Or
I
something.
can't. I'm over
I'm not
it.
like, we're not sharing supplies. I mean, I don't know. I could act differently in the actual situation, but thinking like how currently, how I don't know. I feel like if it's a friend, definitely, or if it's someone I know or care about, definitely.
Stranger? Hell no.
No. Sorry. It's like, because then when does it end? It's like, I've seen like the horror films where like something terrible happens and people put them, this selfless people help strangers, and then they get fucked over and get killed, or their daughter gets killed or something because they were, no. I'm sorry. Like,
okay, boo. That's you. That's you. How about you, Fabiola, baby?
Can we repeat the question, because his answer
Yes.
got so intense for me, and I'm like, where are we going?
Okay, would you rather share supplies with someone and risk running out, or hoard them and be alone?
Yeah. So I ain't gonna lie, man.
She hoarding.
I have a long history of hoarding food, man. I'll tell you that.
What the
And
heck?
nobody else could have any. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very particular when it comes to my food, so I'll be very particular as to who I am sharing my food with. Depending on who it is, yeah. I would
Well, it's not
definitely-
just food, it's supplies.
Yeah.
So it could be toilet paper, it could be just like
Tampons.
anything you need.
The
What?
most important thing to
Tampons.
me is food. That's the most important thing to me, to be honest. If I'm able to nourish myself, I will survive. But
You're going to hold it.
I'm not gonna hoard it if it's Steph. I won't hoard it. If it's my
Someone
mom,
you care
I wouldn't
about.
hoard it.
Yeah, like-
but if it's anybody else,
like the neighbors around the block, like
I'm hoarding. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Like,
Sorry, I'm gonna be hoarding.
But that does mean that you would be alone. I think part of that question
Thank
is,
you,
would you
Stephanie.
rather share your supplies and risk running out being with someone, or would you rather just have everything to yourself, and that would mean you would be alone? You would not have any other interaction.
Ooh, okay, well,
Like,
you
that's
should-
what it says.
That's I didn't know that you would be alone.
That's what it
said that.
says.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear that. That's a little tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
sharing.
it's almost like you have to take a risk that the person, whoever it is you're sharing with and sharing a space with, is a decent human being and isn't crazy, had their mind hasn't snapped, or I don't know.
If this is a temporary time, then I would be hoarding. If it's like somebody random, I'm sorry, I would be hoarding
Fabiola,
because
you're hoarding.
I feel like, I feel like my supplies would allow me to do some farming. I would have my food. I don't know what the other person might try to do. Like, I need to know that I trust you. So the stance is still the same. Like, it would have to be somebody
feel
that I
you.
know and love.
And people act crazy during times of,
like
oh
that.
my god,
because everybody's
people-
in survival mode.
Oh my! People act like psychos, and that's just not even portrayed in the films. It's shown like during
Throughout
fucking
history.
Black Friday and stuff. Like, yeah, like even like
Black
even
Friday.
like
That's
even
so true.
freaking random holidays. Just
Even for now, even right now, in the situation that we're in,
Yeah, I've
like,
seen
people
so
are
many
fighting
videos.
old people over toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, honey, you have toilet paper. Like, let the old people like wipe their behinds too. I don't know. Things are. I feel you. People are in survival mode.
All right, we're going to continue to ride this wave. Would you rather leave an injured person behind, or endanger yourself by tending to their wounds?
Dun, 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 dun.
I would endanger myself.
Me too.
I would
TJ.
endanger myself
I'm
to
with
tend to
you.
their wounds if
Go
it's
ahead.
someone I care about.
Oh my gosh, y'all. For
No,
real?
I'm sorry. Like,
Nah,
that's a
for me-
huge, like, if it's my mom, a friend, like, I would never leave someone behind, like, deuces. Like, you're hurt. I would try to help them and
Even
probably
if
end
they
up
are
being,
a stranger.
no, no, not a stranger. Absolutely not. Like,
I would endanger myself to help somebody else, yo.
I don't
What,
know.
nigga?
You know, I really
I could
feel
name
like
so many people just to see if it's true, but I can't because like, I could be like, okay.
no, like let's just think about this real quick. Like, in all honesty, guys, we are in fight or flight.
Okay.
Like,
Things are falling from the sky type of situation here. That's what I'm imagining right now. That would have.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Yeah, one moment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Or if it's like something super contagious, you know, I'm not gonna sit there in somebody's face. I'm already a germaphobe. That's definitely not happening. That's one thing. Second, if things are dropping from the sky and my leg could be chopped off by sitting in that one location, I'm out. I'm sorry. I am a survivor. That's pretty much the stance that I can't sit back unless if it's like mild and I can actually sit here and I can calculate the amount of time I have to make sure I'm still able to survive. Doesn't make sense for 2 lives to go when one is actually fit and healthy and I can keep my ass running. That's basically what my stance is.
This is fabulous.
What if it was me that was injured?
She thinking about it. She thinking about it. Shit. Fabulous.
There's a prank I saw
think that
online.
this right here.
I
was
don't know.
very
I want to hear her
difficult.
answer.
This is a different realm here, Stephanie.
It's not a
right
different
now.
Took off
realm.
the sunglasses.
Glasses came off.
Right now, we are in survival mode.
We are.
Okay, so I'm asking you, what if I was there and I was the person injured?
Put them back on.
What would be the decision?
Here's my thing, too.
And the answer better
if
be
you're
right.
with me, you won't get injured. Next question.
I didn't ask
Can
that.
I just say though that I saw
Next
this film?
question.
I saw
Next
this.
question.
Hold on, I saw this film
I'm
called
over it.
Crawl. Crawl. Have you guys heard of it? It's a crocodile film.
No.
Well, it was out in theaters,
Ain't
and
nobody
now
seen it.
it's on demand. And I watched
Ain't
it
finna
last
watch
night. Okay, are you paying attention?
I'm paying attention.
This movie is called Crawl, and it's about, you know, in the film, the girl, there's a hurricane, and the girl, there's like swamp crocodiles come and they're hunting them as they're trying to escape. But the girl, she like goes through hell and high water to save her dad. Like her dad is like, yo, he could have been in mad times, but she like upset. I mean, they had a strained relationship, but they like, during this panic time, she like risked hell and high water to save him. And I do think it makes you think that you never really know how you're going to respond. Like in a time where like you're facing death in the face and there's someone you care about right there. Like, I don't know. It just makes me think that it's very hard to predict.
That's very
how
true.
you-
Very hard.
Yeah.
You
How
don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So the last 2 questions, because I think I'm learning a lot about y'all, and I don't know if I need y'all around
During an apocalypse.
during an apocalypse.
Not us.
Okay. Would you rather spend the rest of your life looking for someone you love or watch them perish?
Looking.
Looking.
For me,
to-
looking.
Yeah.
I can't imagine actually sitting down and watching anybody that I love like just perish before my eyes. I'd rather just live a life where I could still please all of my other needs.
Wait, what? Go back? What are you
You know what I'm
talking
saying?
about? What do you mean that you rather live a life that you can please all of your other needs?
Yeah.
I mean,
What
if I don't ever find love, there's a quest. And that means during that quest,
It says you will be
Other needs
searching.
forever.
The question is that
Yeah.
you already have somebody
prefer
that
that,
you
though.
love. The thing is that you already have someone that you love. Would you rather spend your life looking for me, not knowing that I was dead or alive, or watch me die?
so I've already met. Now you add in story.
No, it's
No, she not. She not.
I'm not. That's what the question was.
Steph is added because that's not what you said.
It says,
Go ahead.
It says, would you rather spend the rest of your life looking for someone you love? So someone
Wait,
you already,
how are you
not
guys
that you
reading
follow,
this? How are y'all reading this?
I'm telling you how I'm reading
because
it.
there are a lot of people that already go through life searching for someone they love without ever meeting the person that they know.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you already have known this person.
So you're
and you
adding
love
an
them.
element to this question.
No, I'm not. It says spend the rest of your life looking
It
for
keeps it
someone
open.
you
You don't
love
know. Like, you
or
have to
watch them
interpret it the way-
perish.
I didn't interpret it that way.
It's like, would you rather spend the rest of your life searching for that person or just go ahead and watch them die?
And
That's
she's
the way
saying,
I interpreted
you're
it.
thinking like you don't know who the person is.
Yeah.
She's saying you know who the person is. But you can't find
is.
them. So it's like
Yes.
it doesn't.
Have
it's
I
not-
ever met them?
Yes, you love them.
If you are by my side, obviously that's going to change the perspective because I've already experienced a certain amount of time with you. I've built history with you. So yes, I would be on a quest to try to find where you are.
Okay, so I'm framing the question. I'm giving the context. So no one has to worry about their own interpretation of the question. The question is this.
Why are you saying that to me? Like,
I didn't hear that extra story, that extra part. So
I'm
I
going to
would've
give it
changed
now.
She
So
didn't
I
say
want
that
people to
this time, but
answer it in this way with this context. Would you rather spend the rest of your life looking for someone that you love? It could be your mom, it could be your significant other, like you already love them, or would you go ahead and watch them die in front of your eyes?
I do like the word perish, but it's
Okay.
a great word. Perish.
Okay, so perish, whatever.
I like that word, but I don't know if I would want to watch anyone that I love die.
I'm with you.
I'm sorry, like
I'm with
that's
you, TJ.
really, really hard. No matter what it is, I don't care if they're stabbed or bludgeoned or drowned or burnt alive. Like there's so many different horrible ways you could watch someone die that you care about.
But at least you would know. Like
Yeah, but
the
to be
other
haunted,
way.
that image would haunt me forever. Like I would have nightmares forever.
But I know for me though, with looking to find that person I love, at least I have hope that that person is out there. Like watching you perish in front of me, like that is the end of you. Whereas like
It's a little
constantly
romantic. Yeah, it's kinda
looking for you is knowing that there's hope that you are out there somewhere.
that you die and never find them.
Unless the news reports that they found their body in a ditch or something, like
Was it?
which could happen. Because technically you didn't. Yeah, I mean technically you searched for them, but you got your answer. I'm just saying it could happen.
Okay.
All right. So last question. And let me just make sure. Well, I don't really need to give context for this question. It should be clear. Would you rather witness the apocalypse or only know a post-apocalyptic world? So what that means is like the way that we know life right now, would we rather go through and see the way that shifts into like witnessing the apocalypse and going through it? Or will we rather have been born after the apocalypse is happening and we're already inside of a post-apocalyptic world?
Clarifying question.
This nigga.
What is the way the apocalypse? Like, what is the way?
I'll leave that up to your
That's
interpretation.
a really big. Like, it depends on what it is. But if we're thinking like just zombie, like that kind of thing, or maybe like a disease,
Yeah.
I think I would want to live after it. I don't know. I don't really want to see the destruction firsthand and watch like everyone be sick or like watch people turn to zombies, or I want to experience after, like kind of like spring, like the new seed is growing, like after all the destruction and death is done. That's how I think of it.
I know. Go ahead. What you got?
I'm just thinking that knowing what I know now, it would be kind of difficult to do that because I know what grass looks like, and in my mind, the way that I see a post-apocalyptic world, it's kind of like Mars. Like everything is dry and dusty, and there's just like water is difficult to find. Like everything is just like a desert. That's the way that I'm seeing it. And if that's the case, I think I would probably rather be able to have an opportunity to see what the world was like before, and live through the apocalypse.
Yeah.
That way, I can at least, and from a selfish perspective, see what it is like to live in a green world versus what it's like to live in a and a dusty one.
What happens if it's not like that though?
I think it would. I mean, if we're thinking about different times, then, or I guess a completely different experience, then I guess that would change too. But in the one that I'm thinking, that's how I see it.
I hear that. Fabiola, I'm actually with you on this one, babe. Like, I definitely want to, like, live through the apocalypse. Being able to see, like, where we once were, where we are, and, like, I don't know. Something about being able to see us, like, just go through those different phases of existing. I don't know. Like, I think just being able to live through the apocalypse just to see like how much we have grown or not grown. Like I would rather see that instead of being blinded by like the newness of the new season or like the newness of just seeing like the end result. Like I'd want to see the process. So I would live through the apocalypse.
So by your and Fabiola's logic, you guys would want to live through slavery.
I want to experience it. I want to see it.
Well, we don't always know that it would be slavery,
I'm
but
just saying that's a similar, and now it's like you're going through, like you're living through the, just like you're living through like the destruction, like the time of strife, and getting to the other side.
I want to see the struggle.
Yeah, okay, well that's not. I would never want to live through slavery.
Yeah, like you said, and you want to see like the other side, and I respect that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this conversation went in several different directions, just bringing a little bit of light to a very difficult situation. Mm-hmm. But please take care of yourselves. Again, as I stated earlier, make sure that you are practicing some self-love during quarantine and finding unique and creative ways to stay connected to those that you love. And again, we are going to be optimistic and not expecting that any type of apocalypse is on us right now. So we are moving into the word of the day.
Indeed. Yeah, man. And that is with me. So I feel like this is something that we need to consistently and constantly keep inside of our mind. The word that I have for today is calm. And the definition is not showing or feeling nervousness, anger, or other strong emotions. Now, I know that it's going to be like difficult to not like just express essentially what you're feeling inside. But the idea behind this is to find ways for you to actually be calm and be in a calm state of mind, calm body, calm soul. The other definition that I have here is pleasantly free from wind, the absence of violent or confrontational activity within a place or group. And so the idea behind that is that I'm seeing the symbol of wind as things that are just basically stirring right now. And we're all inside of this wind or this tornado, the way that I'm thinking, if I'm thinking of something very violent, and it's stirring us all up just as a people, individually. And so I want us to keep in mind that calm is a word that we need to try to find ways to practice spiritually, mentally, physically. Do whatever it is that you need to do so that you can actually stay in that calm state. That's extremely important during these windy times. Find ways to make sure you're getting out of that in the most calm manner as possible.
I agree.
I like that word.
Yeah.
Calm.
Appreciate it.
Calm. All right, guys. Homework. Please make sure, and I know you have the time, so don't pretend like you don't.
Got 6 weeks.
Yes, 6 weeks. Please head on over to the Beanstalk Podcast on Instagram. Go ahead and hit that link in the bio, and you'll be able to catch up on all our episodes with the extra time and this one on all of your favorite platforms. Also, just like, comment, let us know what you're doing in this time of social distancing and what you're doing to take care of yourself while you're in quarantine. And yeah, just know that we're here. We love you. We're going to be trying to do as much as we can to keep getting you really great content, especially as things are changing and evolving. Just know the Beanstalk is still going to be here, virtual or whatever way that we have to be here. We're still going to be here to be spreading you guys with lots of love and good vibes. So
yes, ma'am.
That does it for today, guys.
Yeah.
We love you.
Ciao.
Finish off the rest of the week strong, man.
Yes.
Hey.